Today I'm going to be talking about a video that I've been wanting to do for a few days now, and I decided that I am going to do it. This video may not get lots of views. This video might not get to so many people like I want it to, but I want somebody to hear me, and I will do it in any way I can, and doing it on a video is so much easier than doing it in person. So I'm going to do this because this is not something that has been talked about enough. People don't give it the attention that it needs, and they just ignore it when it needs to be talked about and heard of so that people can understand how to treat these people. And it is not an easy topic to discuss. But I am going to do that because I want to help you guys, because I don't know you guys individually, but I know that a lot of you are probably going through a mental illness or something related to it, and I want to help you guys in any way I can. And mental illnesses have been something that has always been a very rough topic for me because I've kind of struggled with that as a person, and I want you guys to feel like you don't have to just feel unknowledgeable, like you don't know what to do. This is just my take on it, but I hope it helps. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with my story to maybe make it easier for you guys, just so you guys kind of understand the story. And then I'm going to explain how I think certain mental illnesses are. I might be wrong, but I hope I'm not. And then I'll explain maybe ways that you can help yourself. Some of this advice might be from friends that I've gotten talked to that have kind of struggled that way too, or just people that want to help. So, without further ado, let me explain everything. Okay, so currently I am in ninth grade, but back when I was in seventh grade, I was kind of going through a difficult time, and I just wanted to go and be happy. I didn't have my mom around. She left when I was a lot younger, when I was like 4 years old. She loves me and all, but I just don't see her that much. And at the time, I didn't really see her that much. My dad just wasn't all that in a good mood. He just wasn't very happy. My brother, well, siblings, we just don't get along very well. And my brother is not the easiest person to talk to. He's kind of, I won't say, but he can be kind of mean sometimes, and we've always kind of had a complicated relationship, and things were just getting really difficult for me. We had just left my stepmom's house. I won't go into detail, but that's what happened. And so we were in this house, and everything was just kind of hard, and so I didn't know what to do. I was constantly upset. I just didn't know what to do anymore, and I was talking to somebody, and they had told me that they had coped, and it wasn't in a good way. And they told me that they had scratched themselves to ease the pain. And at the time, I was kind of thinking, like, what if I did this? And I hadn't done it yet, but I had thought about it. And I remember one day I was upset because my brother and me had gotten into an argument that morning, and I was in math class, and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about how angry I was, and how my dad always favored my brother. He always seemed to like him just a little bit more than me. I don't know if that's true anymore, but it seemed like it at the time. And so that's exactly what I did. I used terrible coping mechanisms, and I continued doing that throughout 7th grade. And obviously, it wasn't a good thing at all. It's not healthy. It wasn't good. I was always kind of just leaving people. I was starting to be less social. And by the end of 7th grade, I was probably a lot more nervous around people, but I don't think it would had really started to take effect. But when I was in 8th grade, things really started to change. My dad had got really hurt during my seventh when I was in 7th grade, but it was more at the end, and so he couldn't walk anymore, and he had to go to the hospital, and I had to stay with my grandma, and my brother and me were kind of just not, like I said, we don't really get along. We never have. And so I just wasn't in a good situation, and I decided that I continued my old habits, and I had a friend at the time, and she just wasn't a good friend either, and eventually I had to move in with my aunt. And shortly after that, she wasn't a very good friend, and so she told rumors about me, really bad rumors, and made it seem like I was just making it all up, and I was not making it all up. And so I wasn't her friend anymore, and a lot of people, I've never really been exactly popular, so a lot of people didn't really care about it, they didn't take my side, and there were just a lot of people that were believing the rumors, and it really affected me. And so, like I said, I went back into my old habits, and throughout that year, it kind of just started to get worse and worse. And it was, I think, just after losing my friend that I thought I was really close to, it really affected me. And I just couldn't believe someone would betray me like that, and I couldn't handle it. I had other friends, but they just weren't the same. And I just cut myself off from everybody, and I ignored everyone, and people would say things to me that I didn't like, and I just kind of ignored everyone. And during that year, I came close to one of my older friends, a friend that I hadn't really talked to for a while, Erica. You guys have seen her on the channel before. Um, it's her channel too, obviously. But I started talking to Erica some more, and she really started to make me feel happier. I felt like I could talk to her. She just had something about her that made me feel a lot more like she was felt a lot more trusting than my other friends. And so I started talking to her. She knew what I did, and she didn't like it. She always tried to make sure I didn't do that, but she didn't say anything to anyone. And at the time, I was grateful, and like, sure, I'm not mad at her for it. And I'm just glad that I have a friend that I can really talk to and trust. And it can be scary as the friend. And she was going through a lot at the time too, and so I was always able to be there with her. And when summer ended, like when the summer came, things had just changed so much. I started to become a lot more happy. I wasn't around all the kids that thought of me as just annoying and weird and antisocial, and people just kind of forgot about me over the summer, as they would. They have much more important lives, and so I decided to, I decided to just like kind of try and get over it as the next school year came, and as it was coming closer, I was starting to get really nervous because I didn't want to be around so many people, and I was scared that I was going to be like that again. And sure enough, only the second day, maybe the first, I already continued my new habits. It was overwhelming being around so many people because during the summer, I was basically just at my house the entire time. I went into the city a few times as I live in a small town, and I just kind of tried to keep myself away from everybody, and things just got worse and worse. And eventually my aunt found out. And I was kind of angry about the whole thing, which, you would expect to be angry. That's just how you react. And we went to the doctor and kind of found everything out. And to be honest, I was quite surprised. I thought maybe I had just one mental disorder, maybe anxiety or depression or something. But he said that it was like depression, anxiety, PTSD, and insomnia. And no, I'm not making this up. I know it sounds like, oh, you're just exaggerating. No, I'm not. I don't know if that's considered a real, diagnosis, but I like to consider it. And just ever since then, even a little bit before that, I've always just been kind of overprotective of the subject. A lot of people sort of make fun of the subject, but it's not something to laugh at. It's something you need to take seriously because there could be around you that could be having that problem, and you saying something or making fun of it can really hurt their feelings and it can really put them down. And throughout this year, that's kind of how I felt. And so I kind of have been kind of overprotective of it. I feel like there's a lot of people that don't take it seriously and everything. So yeah, that's basically all you need to know about my story. It's not the best explanation. Maybe I'll explain it in another video better. It's not really scripted or anything. I probably should have kind of went over a script a little bit, but alas, nothing we can do now. Okay, so now I'm gonna go over the ones that I just mentioned, the mental disorders that I think I have. I'm not gonna go over insomnia. That's boring. It's not boring, but it's just not like, I feel like something that I can really explain. So the other three, I'll try and explain how I think that they work. So I'm gonna start with depression. I feel like it's the most common or whatever. When you're depressed and everything just, you see everything in a negative lens. It's like everything you see, you can't see, it's just in a negative way. There's just no way around it. You just feel negative and hopeless and everything, and when you don't, you just feel nothing. You want your world to be good again, but it just doesn't seem possible. Everything just doesn't, it feels like nothing is gonna ever change, nothing's ever going to get better, but it will. You just don't know it. And so you cut yourself out from everybody because you don't want to put them in your problems. And so you're just all and by yourself a lot, and so you feel like you're all alone, and you just feel like nothing is ever going to be great again, and you just want everything to end. You want to feel something. And so that's why a lot of times people will self-harm when they have depression. Now, for anxiety, I think this is how it is. Every time you're around someone, everything just goes in slow motion. You're in the room, you feel overwhelmed, your heart starts beating faster. Sometimes your hands will start to become sweaty. You just want to find a way out, but it feels impossible. It's harder to breathe, and you feel like you're gonna pass out because you're getting a panic attack. And you just feel like everyone's looking at you and judging you, and obviously they're not, but you just feel like they are, and you just feel like no one likes you, and you want to get out of there, but it seems impossible. And when you're not around people, you just worry about everything. You worry about how people are going to judge you. You worry about if you did the math test right. You just worry about every little thing, and it overwhelms you, and you just want to give up because of all the stress that you're having. And you're just constantly just lashing out because you're so frustrated and you don't know what to do. And you don't ever ask for help because you're scared of what they're going to think. That's what I think anxiety is like. For PTSD, it's kind of like anxiety, but it's a lot different. For PTSD, it's like you do get triggered by people and everything, but it's for different reasons. It's not because you think they're judging you. That might be part of it, but it's because of something that's happened to you before. You just see someone coming to attack you maybe. Here, we'll use an example. We'll say for this person, the kid, it's an abusive parent. We'll just go with that because I feel like that's one that a lot of people went through, and I think it's a common one for kids. And I'm a kid, so maybe it'll help. And I feel like a lot of my viewers are a little bit on the younger side. So, yeah. Anyways, so maybe you are still in this abusive relationship, nobody knows, and you don't want anyone to know because you don't want to freak out. And so you don't tell anybody. And so let's say one day something triggers you. Maybe not something specifically, but something starts to trigger you. And you just see the memory, and everyone can tell you're stressed out. And so someone puts their hand on your shoulder to comfort you, but that just makes it worse. They notice that you flinched, and they ask what's wrong, and you just try to hide it, but they can tell something's clearly wrong. And you keep trying to hide it, but it doesn't work. And eventually they find out, but PTSD feels impossible to people because they constantly get nervous when they're around people because they're scared that something's going to happen to them. They see flashbacks, and it's just hard for them to forget, and it overwhelms them because they just want to forget but they can't. And it's just so traumatic to them that they don't know what to do anymore. And they just want help, but they don't know how to get help. And yeah. I hope if you have one of these that I explained it quite good or somewhat correct, because I want to give people the right impression. But that's how I think they feel. Now, ways I think that can help you get over it at least, or make you forget about it for a little while, is sometimes when you're so deep in thought, a good thing to do is just like read a book or something that usually takes your mind off things. It doesn't always work, but it can help at least for a bit, and then you keep trying to read or something. I always read when I'm upset, and it usually always helps. But if it doesn't help for you, just keep trying to look for something. Maybe talk to someone that knows about your situation, and maybe they can help you. Just kind of find something that can help you get distracted really easy, and I think that can really help you. Also, just trying to find ways to calm yourself. Maybe just meditate. That's what a lot of people do, is meditate, and it really helps them. But sometimes meditating isn't right for everybody because no one can just keep their thoughts on one thing for so long. Maybe if you have like ADHD or not dyslexia, but like ADHD, your mind constantly thinks about random things. So that might not be the best option for you. But just trying to find something that really calms you or you really love doing can often help. And just trying to help other people and trying to do good things will help you feel less unimportant and just less whatever you're feeling, because people often feel different things in these type of situations. And just trying to be happy again does take time, but there's always a way you can get through it. And if you ever need someone to talk to, I will be here. I'll put an email in the description if you need. I will literally do anything to help you guys because I care and I want you guys to be happy because I don't want anyone to feel the way that I did. I want everyone to feel like they're worth something and that they can get through it because I don't want them to feel hopeless. And if you are, I hope that feeling goes away. I can't ensure that it will, but I want to hope that it will. And maybe talking to a doctor or getting pills for it will help you. It's hard, and you're gonna try and avoid it at all costs. But when you finally decide that you want help, things will get better. If you don't want to get better, you won't get better. But if you really want to get better, you're more likely to get better. It will take time, and it will come back at certain moments in your life. But you just have to find something that makes you happy. You have to find your people, people that will understand you to truly feel happy. And don't rush things. And don't try and get into a relationship or anything like that, because relationships are the worst thing with this type of thing. Because a lot of people will want somebody in a relationship, but that makes it worse because they're not ready for something like that. They need to be able to feel like they have the emotional stability at the time, and it's okay to not be in a relationship all the time. You just need to find that moment when you're ready, and you just need to find something that will help you. And if you ever need help, I am here. Okay, I will find ways to be able to message you guys. I'll put an email in the comments actually right now, if I can actually write a comment, if it'll let me. I want to write my own comment, but it's like not letting me. I'll do it later. You guys can come and check on the video after I'm done making it, and I'll write a comment for the email. Maybe you can find it in my description or whatever. But I really hope this video helped, because I really want you guys to feel like everything's okay. I want things to get better. I don't want to know that I can't do everything that I possibly, I don't want to feel like I didn't do everything I could to make people feel happy. Maybe this video will get to the right people. And I'm scared to tell the whole world about this, but if it can help other people, it'll be worth it. And I don't expect no hate. You get hate 24/7. But you just have to hope for the best. That's what I've learned throughout time, is trying to think about all the positive and forget about the negative is really the key, especially on something like this. And if you guys want more motivational things, I'll probably post every Monday for that. Motivational Monday. So yeah. But I really hope you guys felt like a lot better, or I hope this kind of helped you in any way, whether it just help you with a friend or help yourself or whatever. I really hope this helped, and I really hope you feel like you have someone here for you. I don't know you personally, but I want to, and you're always welcome to talk to me. I have 24 hours in a day, and if I can help someone in those 24 hours, it'll make me feel like such a better person, because I don't. Sorry guys, connection problems, but I'll see you guys in the next video, and I really hope this helped you. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys later. Bye.